Welcome back everyone. In this tutorial I'll show you how to create security groups in both ways, either from the console you can do it or through the AWS command line interface or CLI. Security group is a resource which is a bunch of rules, inbound and outbound rules that you set on your resource of choice, for example an EC2, to indicate what traffic is allowed into your EC2 instance or other resource and what traffic flows out. So let's start with the first way, and it's by the console. We have the list of instructions here. So for this task we need to create a security group under default VPC. We'll cover VPC later. It's actually a short term for virtual private cloud, and you'll see later how we create it and work with it. And the name of the security group is this one here, data center-SG. The description must be the following, and the inbound rules are, this is one inbound rule, which is of type HTTP, port range 80, and the source CIDR range is this one. Another inbound rule is type SSH and port range 22. And source CIDR range is the same as this one. Let's start with the console, and we can go to this website, which is the same. And now we copy the username and password. So this is the IAM username. And here's the password. Click here on EC2, and on the left panel scroll down and go to security groups under network and security. So this is a default security group which actually you cannot delete, because let's try to delete it. Some security groups can't be deleted, but you can create another one, which is what we're doing here, and the name of the security group is data center SG. Description. And we have only the default VPC. So we add rule, and the first rule should be HTTP. It's an inbound rule with port 80. So let's take a look. Is there HTTP? Yep. And it already listed 80, and the source is this one, anywhere, or you can do it like a custom. It will automatically change to anywhere IPv4. The same here, you can do like, let's say, custom TCP, insert the range, which is 80, or you can just click HTTP and it will automatically change the port range to 80. So this is one rule we added. Now let's add the other rule, which is the last here on the list. It's the second one actually. So inbound rule, it's also an inbound rule, SSH 22 and the same CIDR range. So that's an easy one. You can choose SSH, it will automatically change to 22, or you can do the same as up and write 22 here, and the CIDR blocks is this one. So that's it. We go and create it, and here we have it. Here we have the security group, which is data center SG, and here we have the SSH, which is the second one we created, and here we have the HTTP, which is the first one we created. Okay, and here's the description. Okay, so let's check. Now I opened another session, and this is in order to do the same task, this time from the AWS command line interface. So we're given pretty much the same instructions, just another name here for the security group, and here you can find it's actually the same inbound rule or inbound rules. Both are the same, so let's do it from the command line. All instructions are included in the documentation. Now I'll include the links below. This page is for creating a security group from the console, and this one here is to create security groups from the command line. So now what we're going to follow is the following instructions here from the command line. So let's take a look on how to create it. To create a security group, we use the following command, AWS EC2, create security group. So let's take this one and we grab also -- group name. Let's call it Nautilus SG. Okay, the description is this one. Let's take a look how to describe it. -- description, and we put the description between double quotations. And the description is this one here, security group for Nautilus app servers. Okay, we created the security group. Let's check it out. We use the second command, describe security groups, and this will describe all security groups if you select that much from the command. So let's take a look. Okay, as you can see, it's all the security groups listed here, but we only need to list this one here. So we do this by the group IDs, and now we list the group ID, which is the following one. That's pretty it. Now we need to add rules to the security group. Let's grab this command here, AWS EC2, authorize security group ingress -- group ID. And the group ID is the one here. Okay. The rules we want to add, protocol is TCP, port, since it's HTTP, it will be 80. And the CIDR range is the following. Okay, so now we have the inbound rule created. The same will be done for the next rule, the same CIDR block, but we will have to change the port to 22. It's an SSH inbound rule. That's it. Now, let's describe again the security group. Take a look at the new changes. Here's the description, which is this one. Here's the group name, which is this one. And these are the IP permissions, which were not present before. If you take a look, IP permissions empty here. Now you can see from port 80, it's an inbound rule, and the CIDR block is here. The other one from port 22, it's the SSH, and the CIDR IP is the same. Okay, so that's pretty it. We can check, but before, I want to show you that this also occurs in the Management Console. So let's copy and paste the username and password. Let's go to EC2, security groups. So what we created here is this security group. Let's take a look. And as you can see, this is the name. This is the description we wrote down for it. And here's the security group rule ID. This is the first one, the HTTP. It's automatically selected HTTP because we typed in the port range 80. And the next one, which is the SSH, it's also automatically selected SSH from the AWS console because we typed in port range 22. Okay, so that's it. And let's check. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. See you in later episodes.